Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
As my fellow workman on the temple, I have to tell you something. I have no less than half a dozen elaborately beautiful and ornate journal books laying around my office. They are wonderful. They look terrific. They're artistic. They really represent this beautiful idea. None of the pages have anything in them. I've been planning what to put in my book or in one of these journals as a place where I'm going to store like this project information, where this one day I'm going to go and I'm going to, use page 1 and it's going to outline the project. And then on page 2, it's going to have a breakdown structure, and on page 3. And in the process of thinking about how I'm going to fill this journal, nothing ever actually is good enough to put in it. I don't fill out any of the pages of the journal, or I fill out page 1, feel like I made a mistake, and then don't proceed. I have an elaborate collection of journals I refuse to fill. And it's weird. I get it. I wish it was different in some ways, but it points to an issue that I think a lot of us might have. It's that we oftentimes, in a misapplication of the 24-inch gauge against the level of time, we spend a lot of our time planning. And the planning is not the same as the doing. And when we have this come up, we think, well, we should think our way out of these problems. We should plan our way through these things as if we're going to one day eventually execute any step of those plans. And you in that process, me in that process, is doing something that I'm inclined to do, which is be productively unproductive, where I have mistaken or conflated some bit of work as essentially a really elaborate delay mechanism to avoid doing the work. But it feels like progress. I have convinced myself that this perpetual planning or this elaborate setup that I'm trying to create will eventually make the work magically happen. This is probably one of the more insidious forms of self-sabotage there is, because it feels good. It feels like you're doing stuff. So how do we deal with it? How do we wrestle this sort of preference for planning or this architectural analysis? PPAA, get it? When we do this, how can we kind of overcome this kind of stuff? Well, step 1 is to take the smallest possible thing you can do right now. We talked about this when we talked about the pile on the desk. How do we deal with the pile that's slowly but surely driving us crazy? The same thing's true with the plan. The plan is kind of like the pile in a lot of ways. The pile that, of stuff you need to sort out in the junk drawer or on the desk or, in wherever it is, it's keeping you, kind of an eye on you from a distance. That little pile is the same as the plan. And so we solve the problem in the same way. We move out of the planning stage into the doing stage. Can I make a decision? mean, sometimes it's as easy as, can I decide what day of the event we're going to do X or Y or Z? Or can I make a small decision that you can have permission to change later? Can I move past planning and into doing? And what's the smallest doing you can do that you can white out later if you need to? Oh man, I'm old. I just said white out. Oh well, you get the idea.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at amasonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.